Magic were relentless.
Meanwhile, we did get this moment last night.
Uh-oh, Kane turns the corner.
Dunk of the playoffs, right?
Oh my God. I was on a plane. I was like, is this AI? This can't be real. Like, where did this even come from?
Dunk of the playoff, Shams?
Got to be the dunk of the playoffs.
Ooh, maybe even more than that. So meanwhile, that was Detroit's big highlight. Now here's a battle of #1 picks. Paolo over Cade. Magic by 5. 6 minutes to go. Pistons down 4. Not going away. Tobias Harris. Turnaround to 2-point game. Less than a minute later, we're tied at 85. Banchero in the paint. No good, but Kane is there. Yes, Kane all over the floor. Magic up by 2, and then looking for a dagger. Monica, after we see the Kane put back, where are we going to go? How about Desmond Bain?
Absolutely. A little bit of a fortuitous bank, if you will, but he had earned it. He's been playing great ball in this series.
Orlando wins. The #1 seed Pistons are on the brink. They have been the best team in the Eastern Conference since the first jump ball to open the season in October. The Magic now are the 6th 8 seed to take a 3-1 lead over a 1 seed. Since seeding began in the early 80s, the lone 8 seed that didn't convert their 3-1 series win was the Magic in 2003, who lost to the Pistons. So we've actually seen this series between these two teams and the team that was down 3-1 come back to win. But this has a different feeling. So I want to go little picture and then big picture. Let's start little picture, Wendy, with this game itself. How do you explain how the Magic were able to do it again last night?
Yeah, the Magic are playing with incredible passion and aggression at the defensive end of the court. This has really been a series about defense. The Magic were not as good defensively as all of us thought they would be during the regular season. Their defensive potential has been unveiled in this postseason. And Cade Cunningham has been running into a wall. There is no reason for the Magic to respect the outside shooting of the Pistons. They have packed the paint. Cade Cunningham keeps trying to force his way into it. He's got 24 turnovers in the past 3 games. And Jalen Duren, it was very unfortunate for Detroit fans, appropriate, that Duren was the one getting dunked on there by Jamal Cain, because after a breakout, spectacular, awesome regular season, Duren has gone away in this series, especially offensively.
And that's the little picture. The big picture, Monica, I've watched 3 of the 4 games in this series. And I think if you took off the seeds, if you didn't know what the seeding was, you would not think it looked like an upset. It would look like the better team has been winning. How do we explain that?
Greeny, to me, and I said this after game 1, this is the worst draw for the Detroit Pistons, because part of what made them so successful during the course of the regular season was their ability to out-physical you and their size in most matchups. The Magic...
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. The NBA playoffs are delivering absolute chaos. The Orlando Magic, the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, are on the verge of one of the biggest upsets in NBA history. They beat the Detroit Pistons last night, taking a 3-1 series lead. The #1 seed Pistons are on the brink of elimination, and Brian Windhorst said something that should terrify Detroit fans. He called it an absolute collapse. Let me show you exactly what the crew on Get Up said. Roll the clip. Did you catch that? Let me break this down because this is a massive story. First, the crew showed the dunk of the playoffs. Jalen Cain put Jalen Duren on a poster. Sean said, "I was on a plane." I'm like, is this AI? This can't be real. Where did this even come from? That dunk set the tone for the entire game. The Magic were playing with incredible passion and aggression. Now, let's talk about the numbers. Windhorst said, "The Magic are playing with incredible passion and aggression at the defensive end of the court. This has really been a series about defense. The Magic were not as good defensively as all of us thought they would be during the regular season. Their defensive potential has been unveiled in this postseason." And then he pointed to Cade Cunningham. He said, "Cade Cunningham has been running into a wall. There is no reason for the Magic to respect the outside shooting of the Pistons. They have packed the paint. Cade Cunningham keeps trying to force his way into it. He has 24 turnovers in the past 3 games. That is the key. The Pistons cannot shoot. The Magic are packing the paint. Cade is trying to do too much. And Jalen Duren, who had a breakout regular season, has disappeared in this series." Windhorst said, "It was very unfortunate for Detroit fans. Appropriate that Duren was the one getting dunked on there by Jalen Cain, because after a breakout spectacular, awesome regular season, Duran has gone away in this series, especially offensively. Now, let's talk about the big picture. Monica said, I've watched 3 of the 4 games in this series, and I think if you took off the seeds, if you didn't know what the seeding was, you would not think it'd look like an upset. It would look like the better team has been winning. And she is right. The Magic have been the better team. They are longer. They are more athletic. They have more creators. Windhorst added, this is the worst draw for the Detroit Pistons because part of what made them so successful during the regular season was their ability to out-physical you and their size in most matchups. The Magic are even, if not better, in that category. And then Shams Charania pointed out that the Pistons tried to address this issue at the trade deadline. He said, this is why the Pistons at the deadline checked in on Trey Murphy and Lauri Markkanen. They need a secondary star. They need another creator. Because right now, when you look at the Magic roster, you have Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Desmond Bane, Jalen Suggs, and Anthony Black off the bench. Guys who can go get a bucket for themselves and create for someone else. The Pistons do not have that. Now, let's talk about history. Windhorst said, we are on the verge of something we almost never see. If you look at 7-game series where the 8 has beaten the 1, it happened only a handful of times. The last 2 times it happened, the Heat over the Bucks, Giannis got hurt in Game 3, and then Bulls fans will remember the terrible ACL injury in Game 1 back in 2012 to Derrick Rose. So, we haven't seen an 8 seed beat a 1 seed without an injury to a star player in basically well over a decade. That's what's on the table. That is the context. The Pistons are healthy. The Magic are healthy. And the Magic are dominating. If Orlando closes out this series, it will be one of the biggest upsets in NBA playoff history. But there is one more layer. Franz Wagner, who was finally playing some of his best basketball, suffered a calf injury last night. He had 19 points in 24 minutes. He is headed for an MRI today. If he is seriously hurt, that could change everything. The Magic are already thin. Without Wagner, closing out the series becomes much harder. The crew also discussed the Magic's travel plans. They have a mid-afternoon flight. They are expected to know before that flight exactly how bad the calf injury is. So, we should know soon. I want to know what you think. Can the Magic close out the Pistons? And if they do, is this the biggest upset in NBA history? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And subscribe if you want to stay locked in. We are building something real here. See you next time. Peace.